when a customer comes in as their first request, what's their biggest challenge that they have that they want you all to solve?
Stress.
Stress.
I would say the biggest challenge I see people coming in with is they're stressed, and we want to make it a more simplified process. A lot of people struggle with making selections or where to start, and so our goal is to just really make it fun and not so stressful for them.
Thank you so much for your time today. Tell me a little bit about Nonn's and how the business started.
So Nonn's is a go-to for kitchen, bath, and flooring. We are a distributor of cabinets, countertops, flooring, tile, and appliances.
Okay.
So kind of a one-stop shop for any remodeling or home building needs. Nonn started just over 38 years ago out in Middleton by Ken Nonn, and since then we've expanded to 4 locations across the state of Wisconsin. So we have a DeForest, our New Berlin location here, and then out in Menominee Falls.
What is the benefit of having your team guide us through as a remodeler?
So for remodelers, it's really time. Time is money. So having our team help with the selections process, that can be sometimes hours, and just working with customers to educate them on the process, on the products, on design, and then just uncovering what their needs are, and then going through what the options are to get them into their best fit. We really want people to be happy with that. So first and foremost, saving them time, and then on the flip side, we are a one-stop shop. So instead of sending people to 10 different locations or even more, it can get pretty crazy. You're spending so much time online looking at things in that process. We can really be a one-stop shop from tile to flooring, countertops, and then even their appliances if it's a kitchen or laundry room.
When someone comes in and asks you to help them with their dream home, what are the things that they should consider about that remodel? Not just the kitchen, but everything that you all support.
Functionality first and foremost. Do they like the space? Do they feel they need more storage? Are they, does their island maybe need to be reconfigured or something like that? Or in a bathroom, are we making it ADA compliant? All sorts of things like that as seniors are aging in place right now too. So I would say functionality is the first thing. The second thing is kind of going back to making it fun, having ideas of what you like, what your style is, and really honing into, or do you want to go more simple and look at kind of a return on investment type of thing where it's going to be playing it safe, or is this something that you just want to have fun and be bold and adventurous and do some fun things with?
So Megan, tell me about the top 3 hottest trends for 2020 in the remodeling. What have you got here? You've got some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So the top 3 trends I wanted to talk to you about were in flooring, we've got patterned carpet. Okay. So this is definitely a very hot trend right now. And yes, animal print is back.
Okay, all right.
So that's one thing too. So some different options, still very neutral tones are really popular, but adding those patterns in for area of an interest is very nice too.
Nice. I love the texture on this one. That's really neat.
Yeah,
very cool.
Very, very fun. And then the second thing in cabinets I want to talk about, blues and greens. Muted tones of blues and greens are still very popular going into 2022. And then mixing, so doing a colored island with white cabinets or stained cabinets. So not having to have everything consistent. You can definitely mix it up and throw in different colors, but coordinate.
Make it pop.
Yep.
All right, so these are awesome, but tell me, what's the hottest thing that's in home remodeling right now that you guys are working with?
Yes, let me go show you some fun countertops that we can take a look at.
Great, let's check it out.
So this is a quartz countertop. Light and bright colors are still very popular right now, but you'll notice on here the veining.
Yep.
So that is something that we're seeing very trendy. It's been in for a couple years now, but just continues to be one of the most popular countertop trends. Also having the countertop backsplash go all the way up the back of behind the range.
So, Hard question for you. Is a kitchen remodel worth it? I'm a numbers guy, want to know my ROI. Is it worth it?
It really depends. I would focus on your budget. You know, how much do you want to put into that? And then is this a dream home that you're going to stay in for a long time? Because if that's the case, then you know, buy into those luxuries, spoil yourself, keep going with that. We can help guide through that process if you're in a budget or if you're looking to add the luxuries in. Our team can help get people from start to finish.
One of the things that's crazy important to consumers today is organizations that the places they choose to support also support. So tell me a little bit about the organizations that Nonn supports.
Yes, so we really value our partnerships with some of the community organizations. The biggest ones that we're part of, I would say, are the MBA, which is the Metropolitan Builders Association, NARI, the Remodelers Association, and then also we do partner with Operation Finally Home, which is a great organization helping veterans get into mortgage-free homes. So we sponsor the Parade of Homes every year. We're also a big sponsor of the Home Show, so we'll be at the NARI Home Show in a couple weeks as well. That's definitely something we value, is working with contractors that are in these associations and then keeping that partnership going between us.
Well, Megan, thank you so much for your information today. It was super exciting and inspirational. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with my wife about our next kitchen remodel.
Awesome, get her in here.
Will do.
Behind everything that I do is really centered around providing opportunity to people. I'm a big believer in where much is given, much is expected, and I've been blessed with so much and had really great mentors, really not so great mentors, but I think I've learned so much from every single one of them, and now I'm in a position where I get to provide opportunity to people and build companies that I hope will better the world around us. And I feel really grateful that I'm able to do that. So everything I do, I ask, you know, is it going to provide opportunity to other people? Is this really going to help others? So I spend a lot of time trying to better myself so that I can really be there to help others grow and learn and find their true passions. Because I think once they do that, their lives become better too.
And so many people don't realize that when, you know, like we talk about your brunch staff, right? When you're not always there anymore, well, you have to go do other things. You have to better yourself so you can make things better for them.
Mm-hmm. No, I tell them all the time, if I'm in this building helping you host or serve or cook, I'm actually not where I'm supposed to be, and it's hurting all of you. I need to be out there providing opportunity and growing the company, because the more the company grows, the more opportunity all of us have. And I really try and hammer that home with the staff and everybody who works around us to grow the company, because that's my purpose. And it can be kind of fuzzy at first when you feel like you're not physically there in your business all day, but I think magic really happens when you learn how to work on the business, and your day looks a little bit different, especially for someone like me who's so task-based. All of a sudden now you realize, oh my gosh, my purpose is to think and dream and plan, and you know, it's a lot of thinking alone time, which can seem counterproductive. But I think, yeah, the magic really happens when you discover that that really is what your purpose is, and if it is your purpose, right? And once you find that, you can really provide so much more to other people.
Right, you are carrying the vision, mm-hmm. and you're the only person that can execute on that vision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read something the other day that the visionary of a company is the only one who got gifted the vision for it. They're the only ones who see it at first. So it's our mission then to carry that through, because that's really our responsibility for whatever mission you happen to be working on. Eventually I got to a point where I was up for a promotion of one of many people who could get this promotion, and I wanted it so bad. Like I could feel it, I could taste it, but I was in my early 20s and everything on paper looked perfect. And ultimately I got sat down by somebody quite high up at the company who basically said, you know, you're in your early 20s, it's not really fair, you need to do your time just like everybody else. And I was crushed, and at the time, you know, you think it's the worst thing that could ever happen to you, but I remember that's where things really shifted for me, because when I sat and chewed on that for a bit, I just couldn't fathom that if I really would have been perfect for this role, mind you, I'm so grateful now I did not get it, because I'd probably still be there making, you know, a salary, and I'm sure I'd be very happy, but that was obviously supposed to happen. But at the time, I just couldn't understand why if somebody's perfect for a role, just because I was a young female, I ended up quietly getting my real estate license and just practicing very on the side, you know, kind of side hustle type thing, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it. And I eventually ended up deciding to leave that company for good and go into real estate full time. And right when I did that, because opportunity seems to happen in clusters, somebody came to me and said that there was a space available for a business that could be a restaurant. And, you know, I'm a yes person, so I said yes to it. And while growing my real estate business, that's when I started the restaurant as well. And I had no idea what I was doing. I literally read Starting a Restaurant for Dummies to find out what kind of things a restaurant owner even needs to know. And I also read the E-Myth, which was really helpful because I learned right off the bat to not work in the business. And that, I think, saved me from becoming one of those restaurant owners who lives and breathes inside the restaurant all day long. Of course, in the beginning I did. But I knew that my vision would be to step back so that I continue to grow that business and more businesses as well. But I think getting turned down for that, what I considered to be a dream job, was really where everything shifted for me. And I had never even considered being an entrepreneur. I didn't know many entrepreneurs. I had no idea what that even really meant. But the more I learned about what it could be like to be self-employed, I knew, like, that's what I want to do. And that's really where the big change happened.
And it's admirable that you took that leap, you took that jump, because most people would have been like, okay, yeah, I need to do more time and I'll just stay here, I'll ride this out. But you said no, and you knew that there was something bigger out there for you, and you took action, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, I think what's scary is that you don't know. You have no idea what's waiting for you on the other end. And now as a real estate coach, my students all the time who have other jobs tell me, Morgan, I can't go into real estate full time. There's no way. I mean, I need an income. And, you know, my comment is, you will work harder for an income than you ever have if you have no food on your table, right? And that's a really scary jump, right? It's easier said than done.
But you have an external force. And I remember when I was scared to quit my own full-time job, and it was you who motivated me and pushed me to quit and feel comfortable quitting and be okay with risk through your own stories.
Me, you know, just telling everyone to quit your job. But I think obviously there's some planning that needs to go into it as well, of course. But yeah, that's where the true change really happens, I think, is when you take those leaps, but you are literally taking a leap and jumping off a cliff. And that's really scary. It's super scary. But we never know what could happen until we do it. So when I started the restaurant, I think I made every single mistake in the book. I hired too quickly. I trusted everybody. I made all sorts of mistakes. But once I figured out kind of how to hire people and hire slow, fire fast type thing, our restaurant was kind of humming along, and we got hit with a flood. And it was just like completely unexpected. You think everything is going great, and we really, that's really what could have taken us completely out. And what I thought was going to be, you know, a week or so, maybe 2 weeks of, okay, we're flooded, we're gonna dry it out, open the restaurant back up, ended up being almost 6 months of being closed. And it was easily the hardest year of my life, just because there were so many other external factors happening at the same time. It was the most terrifying feeling I've ever had, and one that I now would do anything to not ever feel again. The lessons you learn are so invaluable from moments like that. Do I ever want to feel that gut-wrenching, sickening feeling ever again? No, I absolutely not. But I am grateful for the lessons that were taught, because now as the company continues to grow and as we're franchising the restaurant, I have something to teach other owners when things happen, that we've gone through this. I don't think I would be as dynamic or useful as of a leader if I don't have these stories to tell or these lessons to share. And I think anyone, you can choose to look at the negative things that happen as either a lesson or, oh my gosh, this keeps happening to me, this sucks. Like, you have a choice. So choose to see the lesson, because it's there.
And as you said, true leaders are born when things are not going well. When they're going good, things are easy, it's easy. But when you have to navigate through a situation like that, I cannot even imagine what it felt like being a solo business owner. It's incredible. I bet you didn't think you'd be franchising in 2022 at this point.
I am so excited for the future and what is to come. The future is really going to be focused on abundance, growth, mindset, opportunity, and I think for everything we're going to be able to provide through coaching and really providing opportunity, that's the name of the game right now. And in the future, really my only focus is providing those things and really growing companies, focusing on what I'm good at, providing opportunity, and just going into every day, trying to stay present, trying to stay true to what my pathway is supposed to be, and just enjoying this and seeing the good in every day and choosing to see joy as opposed to the opposite. I really think, those key words, abundance, growth, opportunity, that is the future. So I really feel like the hardest times make the strongest people, and there were a lot of changes in the past few years with removing certain things and people from my life, and really I believe that people have a choice as far as what path they go on, and we inherently all are really, really good at what our natural gifts are, but I think half the battle is finding what that is. And once you find it and you find what you're really, really good at, it doesn't really feel like you're working anymore, and you're just on a pathway to pursue your passions and your purpose. And when I got back into real estate coaching, that's when I met you, and that was really cool because for the first time I met somebody like me, and someone who thought like me and had same visions as me, which in the beginning, when you first start discovering what you're good at and what your passions are, people think you're crazy. And I think for the first time, you didn't think I was crazy.
No, I didn't. I thought you were cool.
So most people did not think it was so cool to have dreams like that. They just thought you're like pie in the sky, ideas person, and I think you really opened my eyes, like there are other people like me, and I think we all have people like us. It's just discovering them in this crazy world.
And it is so hard to find them.
Yeah.
And that is exactly how I felt when I first met you. Is I sat in on your success coaching class and I was like, another strong, powerful woman? Oh my God, who is this?
I think at the end of the day, what really changed everything for me was really figuring out what my purpose was and my passion, and only focusing on doing what I'm really, really good at. And I think we have a little bit of imposter syndrome in the beginning, or feel like, you find something you're really good at and it feels kind of weird to know what you're good at, right? Because that's not really in our society what we are taught to focus on. We're taught to learn everything about everything and be good at everything. But I think change really happened when I discovered what my gifts were, what my passions were, and just now that's all I can really focus on. And that is really what turned on a light for me and changed everything. It is so easy to be a good leader when things are good. Cruise along, everything is great, but I think leaders are truly made, great leaders are truly made when things are hard. And that's when the rubber really meets the road. I think when the crap hits the fan, that's when really I think the true leaders shine and come out. And sometimes you don't even know that you have it in you until it happens to you. And before I say yes or do anything, I ask myself, is doing this thing, is taking this meeting or having this chat, whatever it may be, is it bringing me closer to these things? And if the answer is no, I don't do it.
And you and I had a conversation too, where you were talking about how you had the mindset of how much can I fail this year? Because when you fail, that is when you truly figure it out and you can keep pushing forward. The quicker you fail, you said, the quicker you learn, and then you don't make those mistakes again.
Yeah, I don't think you can be a dynamic, selfless leader if you have not gone through some mud.
I cannot wait for the cold water listing to go live tomorrow. The sellers are going to be amazed by the market's reaction.
You did such a good job with the marketing materials, the video. These sellers are in for such a treat.
I can't wait, and it feels so good to know that we are going to get them top dollar on their house. That was so important to them, and I honestly think that we are going to exceed that.
I agree. Yeah, there is nothing more fun than getting a listing ready and the anticipation of what's going to happen when it hits the market. Super excited. And tomorrow, 10 a.m., we have our meeting at our new office building that we're checking out.
Yes, I cannot wait, and I will meet you there.
Yeah. Cheers to a solid day.